Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment with me, Sophie. I know I've gone missing again, I keep saying this and my apologies, I've just been really busy with work. Also had some time off for a holiday which has obviously affected my uploading, but I promise you I am back. All the way through the World Cup I'll be doing regular updates to my channel and doing shows like this where we're talking all things football. If you've been on a Richard's Ramble show before, you will know how they work. I basically talk about all topics to do with football and I interact with you guys. Hi for tuning in. My first viewer is there, fantastic. But yeah, so we have a bit of a debate about topics going on in football currently. I like to keep it as interactive as possible, not just me talking at you. Thank you all for tuning in. I can see all the highs coming through now. Fantastic to have you all on board. I'm going to start with what a lot of people have been talking about of late. And it's going to be talking a bit about Karius and the whole concussion thing. I'm not dead, no SD, I promise you I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm well and good, thank you very much. But we'll move on to Sterling in a minute, so please hold fire on that. But I'm just going to start on Karius. Obviously, Liverpool goalkeeper had an absolute mare in the Champions League final. Although, yes, it was quite funny to see that happen, I must admit, I did feel really sorry for him, for the lack of support that he got as well. Turns out now they had concussion. Why has that been released so long after the Champions League? For me, it seems a bit like, oh, they're trying to come up with an excuse and trying to cover up a little bit, Liverpool being Liverpool. But I just feel for him. Surely it's really bad to come out so long after and say, oh, he's got concussion. It doesn't look good from all sides, does it? It's obviously, it must be genuine. He did have a knock to the head, but yeah, I'm just a bit confused as to the timing of it really, because it looks bad now for Liverpool for me. It looks like they're trying to cover the fact that he made the mistakes, trying to blame it on somebody as they have done. Ramos obviously was the person they were trying to blame on, and it seems like now they're moving it on saying it's concussion. And it's all a bit embarrassing if you ask me, and I know I'm a United fan, I'm not fond of Liverpool, but genuinely as a football fan I just think it's really odd timing. Thank you Kev for tuning in, great to see you online. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Thanks to all who are complimenting me, I really appreciate that as well. Right, the Sterling news. First of all, the tattoo. Now in my opinion, as you know, I've got tattoos. For me, if you want a tattoo, you're more than welcome to have a tattoo. You are free to make that choice. Whether it's a gun, or no matter what it is. And I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I also think if Harry Kane was to have that tattoo, there would be nowhere near the amount of criticism and the amount of attention given to that. So I think it's really unfair that Sterling was put under that kind of horoscope really, and all that. You know, people saying that, oh, you've got a tattoo and it's a gun, and people are pressurising him. But you know what, it's typical of the press in England, it really is. Anytime there's a major tournament, the press will always focus and zoom in on the negatives, and they do that every single major tournament. And then we falter at every single major tournament, and I genuinely think that does have something to do with it. So I just think it's a shame, and fair play to Sterling. He does need to improve his shooting. That gun didn't improve it the other night. Hopefully he does improve over time for England. But I just think it's really unfair, that criticism, and I think if you want a tattoo, you get a tattoo no matter what it is really. Fred is injured, people are saying over there. I have no idea about that, to be honest with you. Fred, obviously still not, it's a bit weird really, he's not officially announced. Obviously we've signed one person, but Fred hasn't been announced yet, so I'm excited really about Fred because Pep Guardiola was looking at him, so he obviously is a talented lad. He's talked about as being one of the brightest talents at the moment in that midfield area. I'm not going to lie and say I've watched him many times and he's always stood out to me. I don't really know too much about him, and if I'm honest, I have done a few looks on YouTube and things to see what kind of ability he's got. But I am excited to see him in there with Pogba in that midfield, and I'm hoping he's going to be like the perfect partner for him in there, because he needs somebody who's going to complement him. But in terms of his injury, I'm not sure how accurate or official that is, so we'll have a look at it straight after being live though, and if anybody can confirm it on here. BBC apparently have said that he got injured in training. If that is true, that is a shame. Hopefully it's not too serious, because I do really want to see him in that World Cup, and obviously I want him to be bright and fresh for United season as well. What we're rambling on about today, Richo says, and we're just talking about, apparently Fred's got injured, and talking about disappointment about that really. We've just touched on Sterling's tattoo and that whole commotion going on with that, which for me was embarrassing and there's no need for that. Hello Paul, thank you for tuning in. We've also had a little bit of a discussion about Karius and the whole concussion thing as well, saying it's a bit embarrassing of Liverpool to come and say that after. So yeah, England are playing tonight, if people weren't aware, but England are playing tonight. Costa Rica, I believe. I may be able to watch a bit of that, I'm not sure yet, but what are your predictions for that? For me, I mean, people the other night, what did you think of the performance for England against Nigeria? For me, it was a typical England performance. First half, we looked okay. I really don't get the hype with Dele Alli, if I'm honest with you. But we were okay. For me, Kane was dropping far too deep. He was playing the through balls. Yes, he's got a great ping, but we want him to be on the end of those balls, not pinging them. Then you got the likes of Sterling trying to finish, and he can't do that, let's face it. Yeah, good first half, boring second half, good summary, a typical England performance. Nigeria changed their shape and we couldn't really deal with that in the second half. It was more like a training game, though, I do admit that. What about your hopes for the World Cup in terms of England? Because I kind of like it this year, the expectations aren't quite as high as they have been in the past, and I feel we kind of get overhyped for England in tournaments and then they just let us down every year, and the press don't help with that as well. But this time around, I'm expecting us to get out of the group, but I'm not expecting us to fly out of that group. I'm expecting us to struggle, maybe rely on other people to help us to get out of the group. But then I don't really see us going much further than that, to be honest with you. So that's my prediction, just get out of the group, but then not much further than that for England in the World Cup. Let me know what you guys think. And also, who do you predict to win the World Cup this year? Now, you can never write off the likes of Germany, Spain, but for me, I'm going to put France up there as well this season. Do you think Pogba gets a lot of criticism? Yeah, he does. I also think he deserves a lot, though, to be honest with you, because of the money that he was obviously brought for. He hasn't lived up to that hype. However, I think with a better partner, and hopefully Fred can be that partner in the middle, then we'll see him thrive more, because he showed at the start of the season, he gave us glimpses of what he can do, but he kind of tailed off, and we need more consistency from Paul Pogba, and we need him to grab the game by the scruff of the neck for. Belgium, obviously, fantastic squad. Germany, always up there, aren't they, as well? Germany, Spain, France, Belgium are the four teams really that most are talking about. Dark horse Belgium. I'm pretty sure Belgium are up there as one of the favourites, aren't they? Because their squad, they're from the world ranking, and the #1. So I wouldn't say dark horse, but definitely up there as one of the favourites. England, I don't think are going to get anywhere near it, to be honest. Do I want Alderweireld from Spurs? Yes, I do. I think he's a fantastic centre-half. I would like to see him, imagine him and Boye at the back. I think that would be fantastic. However, I don't want us to be mugged off in terms of price, because I know Levi and Spurs like to rip us off. Martinez as manager, I agree. I think that does let Belgium down. It's kind of a hindrance, isn't it, having Martinez as manager. However, I still think with their personnel, they've got a fantastic squad. And yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. I just don't know, with Martinez in charge, I don't know if that's going to let them down in a major tournament. Will VAR ruin the World Cup? No, I don't think it will. Unless it's used against us and then we get knocked out from it. Hi Connor, who do I think is going to win? I'm going to put France up there. I think France have got a good squad. Do you think we could still get Griezmann? Yes, and I was saying this since last season. I thought the whole Griezmann saga last year was absolutely gutted when he didn't sign for us. However, I thought it was all a bit bizarre the way that he basically led us on. I know he got a better contract and more wages, but I genuinely think that ban for Atletico, I think that affected the whole situation, and now that's gone out of the way, I can still see Griezmann joining United, I really can, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have some kind of agreement in place back then for him to sign. I know there's been links with Barcelona, but and I know it's a glimmer of hope, it really is, and I'm clinging on to this, but I really hope to see Griezmann in a United shirt. I'm not saying I've got some inside info on that, it's definitely happening, not at all. This is purely, I want to see Griezmann at United. And after last summer, I still had that little feeling, that little niggle that actually he's still going to come. And I never fully believed that he was going to Barcelona. I truly believe that if he leaves Atletico, he's going to come to United. But I have no inside information, and that's just me wanting, really, more than knowing. Thank you. I wouldn't say I am, but thank you. That's a nice compliment. Connor said that he thinks Germany are going to win. Germany are always up there, big tournament team, and they're definitely up there as one of the favourites. Is it Dalot? Do we say our new signing? Is it Dalot? For me, it's a really positive signing. He's obviously a full-back. He can play right or left-back. He said that in his interview. Very young, a promising talent. Again, I'm not going to lie and say I watched a lot of him and he stood out, and he's a signing I've always wanted. I literally knew nothing about the lad until we were linked with him. I did a bit of research, watched a few videos. Yeah, he looks talented, and it's a positive. Dalot, apparently, so we say it. Positive signing, one for the future, which is good because people say Jose doesn't really go for youth, and he's obviously signed a young Portuguese talent. We do need fullbacks. Hopefully, he can be the answer. Boye was signed out of the blue. Nobody knew who he was, and they played, and we were like, "Whoa, this guy's going to be big." And then it kind of tailed off. I'm hoping he has a big season next season as well. And maybe Dalot can surprise us in that way and be a bit of an unknown talent. Somebody who surprises us. Dalot, female crush on Dalot? I don't know about that. He spoke very well, I will say that about him. Seems really focused. He said he's going to give everything with the club, which is all we ask for as fans, isn't it? We want him to give everything. And who knows, maybe he'll be the answer to our problems at fullback. Get Raphael back to fight with Dalot. Raphael will fight with anybody. I love that attitude though. Do you think Spain will win? I think Spain have a good chance. Spain are always up there. They looked impressive the other night in their friendly, apart from De Gea making that error, which I was blown away by, because I'm glad he did it for Spain and not for United, but it's very rare for him to make a mistake. But yes, definitely he's up there. Someone just mentioned Dalot speaking English as well. That is obviously a big bonus. John says he didn't get the notification, so he missed the start. John, I appreciate you tuning in. No idea why he didn't get the notification, but we're having a debate currently about Man United's new signing, Dalot, and also who he thinks is going to win the World Cup. He was very fluent in English, yeah, definitely, and he didn't seem really phased by the whole move. He looked like he was going to thrive, so fingers crossed he does well. My channel states gaming. I'm not sure why it's that. I do play FIFA, especially the new World Cup mode. Loving the new World Cup mode, but I don't know why it's saying gaming. Dalot or Fosu Mensah is right back for you, and why? It's tough because, like I said, I'm not an expert on Dalot. I haven't really seen him play, and Fosu Mensah hasn't really, to be honest with you, impressed me at Palace. He didn't get that much game time, which is not fair on him because he's got all the attributes to be a fantastic right back, that's for sure. Or, well, a fantastic footballer for United, whether it's holding midfield or right back. But he needs more experience. But Dalot obviously needs experience as well in the Premier League. So that's a really tough one. Maybe I can judge that over the season when I've seen both of them play a bit more. Thoughts on Zidane leaving? It shocked me. I also think it's a bit of a negative in a way, because if Bale was going to leave and come to United, which is a big if, or Ronaldo is a big if, for example, surely, because Bale said he wants to be important, whatever new manager they get now is going to come in and say, you know what, Bale, you are important and you're going to be a main player for me, and he will stay. And that's my take on it. I think whatever players were a maybe to come to United, and it is a big maybe because we know they all like to talk and boost their contracts, etc. But I think that Zidane leaving and a new manager coming in has hindered that, really. Would you take Wenger with our budget? No, I wouldn't take Wenger at United. I could see Wenger going to Madrid and winning the Champions League though, which would be quite funny. Dalot will be sold for profit. I hope not. I hope it's not just a buy and sell on kind of purchase. I hope that he's going to play and develop into one of the best fullbacks around. Bale and Ronaldo will stay. That's what I believe now. Hi Sophie, who do you think we should buy next? I would love us to buy Savic, but as I've already touched on, I still have a little niggle that Griezmann could be coming to United. And ideally, I would say Griezmann I would love back at United. If Mourinho does leave United, would you get Zidane? Yes. Why not? Legend of the game. Likes to play attacking football. Likes to play two strikers. Why not? Why not go with Zidane? It's a risk I think worth taking. So if Mourinho goes at the moment, I would say get Zidane in. Why not? Sophie being an in the know. I wish I wasn't in the know. I'm afraid I'm not. This is all just from my own research or my own little niggles. Nothing professional about that. Danny says, boss Fred Perry Polo, thank you very much. Zidane is still untested at small... Yeah, Zidane is untested, I get that. He took over a team. But don't forget, Real Madrid were in an absolute shambles when Zidane took over them. They were really poor. And he did a really good job there. I know he's got mad personnel to mess around with, I get that. However, you can't... You know what? He's never not won a Champions League. So you've got to give the guy credit, haven't you? And Poch was always up there for me as another person who I would like to see in charge of United eventually. But my question mark over him was the fact that he'd never really won anything. Zidane has. So I think that's a risk worth taking. At the end of the day, anybody who we get is going to be a risk, and so why not go for it? Danny, I have no idea on that question. This is obviously my personal channel, nothing to do with the United stand. Zidane has not been given enough credit by the press, I agree. And also the Real Madrid fans, you know, they're vile, aren't they, let's face it. And yeah, I agree, Zidane, he's done a fantastic job there. You'll always get that, oh, you inherited a great team. We had Ronaldo, Bale, for example. But give him credit where credit's due. Cancelo to Wolves, crazy signing if it happens. Wolves are actually a force, you know, now. My dad has not shut up about it. My dad thinks that Wolves are signing Ronaldo, let me just say that now, which I don't think is going to happen. But they've got a lot of money. Attractive club to join at the moment because they're on the up. Their manager, Nuno, is fantastic. Nuno to United in the future, maybe, who knows. But for me, fantastic manager. The club is obviously on the up and it's a good club to join. A lot of money. They're in the Premier League. So Cancelo to Wolves would be a great statement for the club and a really good signing. And obviously keeping the likes of Bolly at centre-back. Afobe they've just signed, but apparently they're going to sell him on. That's what I've heard. And obviously keeping Ruben Neves in the centre as well, who I think is an amazing talent. So yeah, things really looking up for Wolves. Which other positions should Man United strengthen this summer? I said centre midfield. We've got Fred. I still kind of feel like I would love to see a Savage in there. I know it's greedy, but I just feel like we really need to strengthen as the midfield where we got overrun quite a lot. I think if we sell a centre back, then yes, Alderweireld I would like to get in. A fullback we've signed, but realistically, is he a fullback for now or is he a fullback for the future? Who knows? And yeah, Griezmann in the number 10. I would like to see us play with a system where Griezmann can play in that number 10. So that would be the positions that I would go for if I had to choose. Someone just said, has your season finished? Yes, it has. It's my presentation evening tomorrow night, actually. So stay tuned on my Twitter. I might put a few live videos up there and a few pictures from the night as well. And then we go back into pre-season soon, ready for next season. Any more questions, guys? And drop in your score predictions for the England game tonight. I'll be interested to see how confident you guys are all feeling after that. I'm not going to say a shambles of a performance the other night, but a mixed bag performance. How many goals have you got this season? You know what? I was so poor holding midfielder. I think I got two goals. One of them was a scrappy tap-in. That probably should have been kept out, to be honest with you. I got a lot of assists though, I will say. I did get a lot of assists, but I only scored 2. Start doing more videos, so I do aim to do more videos. I have apologised for I've been busy at work. I've also been off work and had a holiday, so I've been doing a lot of different stuff, which is why I haven't been uploaded. All through the World Cup, I promise you, you'll have regular updates, regular chats, videos like this. Videos will be back pre-season training as well to do with my team, another insight into the life of a female footballer. That series will continue as well. So I will be uploading a lot more regularly. Opinion on Stones? Good ball player, not a very good defender is my opinion on Stones, to be honest with you. Good with the ball at his feet, not the best defender. Hi Darian, thank you for tuning in. I'm trying to try and catch up with some of your comments. Will you sign for the Man United women's team? Says Pankaj. Who knows? Who knows? I keep getting asked that all the time. United women's team are going in the Super League 2, I believe, so it's slightly higher than my league. I'm not going to lie and say, obviously I'm not interested in trialling, of course I am. But I'm in contract with Kelsa. I'm happy at Kelsa at the moment. But who knows in future what will happen. Do you think England will reach the final of the World Cup? No. I think England will struggle to get out of the group stages, and then yeah, to be honest, I think we'll struggle to get out of the group. We will get out of the group, and then I can't see us going much further than that. Why wasn't Smalling at the World Cup? Look, it's no secret that Southgate has got an issue with Chris Smalling. Why? I don't know. For me, Smalling should have gone over Jones, but for whatever reason there is an issue there, which is a shame. And that's why he hasn't gone, because for me, Smalling's performances deserve to go to Russia more so than Jones. Smalling can't pass, that is true, but he can defend. Smalling can defend. Smalling is a liability playing from the back, I agree with that. He makes me so nervous with the ball at his feet. Keep it in the air when you're around Chris Smalling. Ashley Young, how has he gotten away with so many bad fouls in the penalty area for United this season? Let's keep quiet about that, Jody. It is true. It is true. He is a bit of a liability. Going forward, Ashley Young, he puts a great ball into the box, and we should utilise that more, especially with someone like Lukaku. For me, if you're gonna play Ashley Young, at least let him have that freedom to hit the ball into the box, because relying on him defensively, he's not a natural defender. The amount of times he gets caught out with a switch of play, for example, or clumsy tackles, because he's naturally an attacking player. He's not a natural defender. Yes, he does a job there, but for me, if you're going to use Ashley Young there, you're using him there to whip the ball into the box, and we don't do that enough. So Luke Shaw, I'd love to see given a chance. Someone just mentioned that there. I would love to see that. But obviously there's some kind of issue there with Luke Shaw. Whether he will stay next season, that's a big question, isn't it? Someone just complimented me on my opinions being on the money. I think it might have been Darian, but it flew by. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It means a lot, your support. So, you want Griezmann at United? I do want Griezmann. I definitely do. Oh, there we go. There's a comment again. So few United stand have subscribed. Darian, I'm trying to push my channel even more. I'm still pretty new to it. I've only been doing it obviously for a few months. It's got a lot bigger than I expected it to. But I'm going to continue to push it. I will continue to push it. And obviously if you could help me do that, I do appreciate that as well. United stand has obviously helped me out massively. And yeah, I just appreciate you, the guys have been there, look, from the start when this channel was literally tiny. Look how big it's gotten already, and I'm pushing it next season to get even bigger. But I need you guys to help me do that as well. 1.5k in a few months isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Literally, I was expecting probably 50 subscribers and those all to be friends and family. That's what I was expecting when I first did this channel. So for it to get as big as it has done already, I was literally blown away by it, and I really do appreciate it. I like you on here, thank you very much. And as I just said, guys, at the end of the day, this channel is nothing without you guys. What do you think of Liverpool fans' reaction to losing the Champions League final? Hilarious, to be honest with you. You know what, I'm not laughing at the fact, well, I am laughing at the fact they lost, that's a lie. But it's more the fact they tried to blame Ramos when, for me, blatantly Salah wrapped his arm around him. And the whole Karius thing, blatantly Van Dijk pushed him into him. It's like Liverpool fans have always got to blame somebody. It's never the fact that they lost, and that's that. That Salah going off, obviously, changed the game completely. There's no doubt about that. I thought, to be honest, when Salah was on the pitch, I was a bit nervous. The way that Liverpool went straight at Madrid, they were positive, and I think he would have changed. I think it may have been a different outcome. I still think Real Madrid would have won, to be honest, but I think it would have been a much closer game if Salah had stayed on the pitch. But surely that's just highlighted the fact that Liverpool are a one-man team, because as soon as he went off, I think the only player who looked up for it was Mane after that. So, yeah, for me it just highlighted the fact that they are a one-man team. Will there be a title race next season? I hope so, Ollie, and I hope that we are in it. I think Jose needs to be honest with you. He needs to have a better season next season. So I think England women can more chance of winning Women's World Cup. The men's, definitely. The women's team is fantastic, and I could see them being really successful, especially with obviously Phil in charge now. Feeling really positive for the ladies team, and hopefully we can make a statement as well. You guys make sure you tune into the Female World Cup as well, the Women's World Cup, because obviously most of you, if not all of you, I'll be watching the men who are rubbish. Go and watch the ladies because they're fantastic. Unless you use scout players. I'm not sure what that means, Darren. Maybe I missed the comment before. I'm not sure. Do you play for the national team? No, I have at under 19 level, but not currently. Any memories of the 96 Euros? Briefly, yes. I was born in 92, so I was like 4 then, so obviously it's hard for me to clearly remember that. Yeah, I'm 26 soon, guys. Scary, isn't it? Chelsea women's forward is brilliant. Forgot her name. Let me know which one. Google it. Google it. Not happy that Mourinho is working for the telly over the World Cup, unless he uses it to skip. Oh, there you go. Now it makes sense. I'm hoping, or maybe he's hoping, that all the business is done before the World Cup, and maybe you can't really do anything until after the World Cup. So I have no real issue with that, to be honest, because he's obviously trying to sign players currently. Fred seems like to be coming in. It's all but announced, isn't it? We haven't seen the picture yet, but it's all but announced. Dalot obviously is coming in. Griezmann is coming in, I hope. No. Griezmann said in all honesty though, Griezmann has said that his future is going to be decided before the World Cup. Let's see what he says. Fingers crossed that he does come to United. But I'm guessing Jose will want all of his business done before, as early as possible. If it can't be, then obviously he'll have to wait till after the World Cup anyway. So I have no real issue with that. Bale or Griezmann? Good question. Depends what system Jose is going to play. There's no point in having both of them if you're going to play them at right back or expect them to defend, to be honest with you. If I had to choose one of the two, I'll probably go with Griezmann because he's fitter for longer. 26 soon, definitely have to go out raving, Sophie. Yes, I will. I'll still get ID'd most of the time though, which is quite funny. Juventus have confirmed that Douglas Costa has signed on a permanent deal. Good signing for them. Great talent. Bale is a United player all day long. I can't see him leaving now, which might be sorry, Griezmann. With a new manager coming in, I think he'll be promised first team football, more consistent game time, and I can't see him leaving. I'd obviously love to see Bale at United, of course I would. But yeah, I'm not feeling too confident it's going to happen. Will Sandro leave Juventus? We've been linked with him for a long time. There's still been no talks officially of us having any talks with him, but yeah, I'd like to see Sandro at United, maybe a more short term, and Dalot being a long term replacement as fullback. But again, there's no official talk on that. It's more rumours based around Sandro. But if we're going to sign a fullback for now, then he would be the one I'd be looking towards. Fellaini will end up saying, you know what, if he goes to Arsenal, I can just picture it now, him scoring the winner against us. I can just see it, because Arsenal will probably use him correctly, bring him on as sub in the last few minutes, stick him up top, it'll cause a hassle, and it'll score against us. I can just see that happening now. But we can't really do anything about that, can we? Play FIFA and people will watch. Shall I do a live stream on FIFA at some point? I'm not amazing. When I first started doing my channel, to be fair, some of my subscribers or my followers on Twitter, they asked me for a game of FIFA and I've played quite a few of them online. I'm not too bad, but I'm not going to brag and say I'm amazing. But yeah, maybe that's an idea. Drop a comment below this video. Frank Kirby is absolutely quality, yes. One of my favourite players, definitely. But drop a comment below and let me know if you'd be interested in watching me playing FIFA on PS4, because I'm definitely up for doing that. Maybe I'll play some of you guys as well. If you drop me a DM on Twitter, and if I can get back to you, then maybe we'll have a game on PS4 on FIFA. Right then guys, I'm going to go. Got a few things to do tonight. Maybe I'll watch the England game as well. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, as always, I really do appreciate your support. It means an absolute lot to me. I am on Instagram. It's at SophRicho with a kiss on the end of it. So go and follow me on there. On Twitter, obviously, at SophRicho as well. But yeah, thank you. Take care. Thank you guys. Cheers.